Epic of Gilgamesh is one of the oldest and most important works of literature from ancient Mesopotamia, telling the story of Gilgamesh, the king of Uruk, and his quest for immortality. Gilgamesh is the king of Uruk, and he's two-thirds divine and one-third human. He's renowned for his strength and his wisdom, but he's also arrogant, oppressive, and often abuses his power. This causes distress among his people. The people of Uruk cry out to the gods for relief from Gilgamesh's tyranny. Then, to balance Gilgamesh's power, the gods create Enkidu, a wild man who lives with animals. Enkidu is a free spirit, untamed and unaware of civilization. He is eventually lured into a trap by Shamat, a temple prostitute, who teaches him the ways of humans, including eating, drinking, and having sex. Enkidu then makes his journey to Uruk after he becomes more human, and so he hears of Gilgamesh's actions and decides to challenge him. The two meet at Uruk, and after a fierce wrestling match, Gilgamesh defeats Enkidu. However, they form a deep bond of friendship, realizing they are equals and companions. Together, Gilgamesh and Enkidu decide to journey to the cedar forest to confront Humbaba, the fearsome guardian appointed by the gods. Their aim is to cut down the sacred cedars and prove their bravery. Despite warnings, they go ahead with their plan, and with the blessings of the god Shamash. After a long journey, the two face Humbaba. With Shamash's divine intervention, they manage to defeat the giant and kill him, chopping down the sacred trees. They return to Uruk as heroes, but their actions anger the gods, particularly Enlil, who sees the desecration of the forest as a violation of divine will. The goddess Ishtar, infatuated with Gilgamesh, proposes marriage, but he rejects her, mocking her past lovers. Offended, Ishtar sends the bull of heaven to punish him. The bull causes havoc in Uruk, but Gilgamesh and Enkidu work together to kill the bull, further angering the gods. Divine retribution comes. In retaliation for killing the bull of heaven, the gods decide that one of the two heroes must die. Enkidu falls ill and has a prophetic dream of the underworld. His death is the result of divine punishment for their actions. Gilgamesh is crushed and devastated by the loss of his close friend, and he's struck by the reality of mortality. Gilgamesh is overcome with grief and fear after Enkidu's death. He begins to question the meaning of life and the inevitability of death. In his sorrow, he contemplates the futility of human existence and starts seeking a way to avoid death. Driven by the desire for eternal life, Gilgamesh sets out on a quest to find Utnapishtim, the only mortal who has achieved immortality. Utnapishtim seems to have survived a great flood, much like the biblical Noah that we know of. Gilgamesh hopes that Utnapishtim can tell him the secret to immortality. Gilgamesh's journey is treacherous, taking him through perilous landscapes. He crosses the twin peaks of the mountains and the waters of death, encountering various challenges that test his strength, courage, and resolve. Along the way, he meets Siduri and Urshanabi. He encounters Siduri, who is a tavern keeper who advises him to enjoy life and embrace its fleeting pleasures, suggesting that immortality is beyond reach. Undeterred, Gilgamesh continues his journey and meets Urshanabi, the ferryman who helps him to cross the waters to reach Utnapishtim. Utnapishtim tells Gilgamesh that the story of the Great Flood, the divine cataclysm that wiped out humanity, sparing only Utnapishtim and his wife, they were granted immortality by the gods. He explains that even though the gods allowed him to live forever, he does not have the secret of eternal life, and that it is a gift the gods bestow, not something that can be earned. To test Gilgamesh's resolve, Utnapishtim tells him that he must stay awake for 6 days and 7 nights. Gilgamesh almost fails right away, falling asleep almost immediately. Upon waking, Utnapishtim shows him a plant that has the potential to restore youth, but as Gilgamesh journeys back home, a serpent steals the plant, rendering his quest futile. Gilgamesh eventually returns to Uruk, wiser and more accepting of his humanity. He realizes that immortality is beyond his grasp, and that the true legacy lies in the lasting achievements that he will leave behind in the city and in the memory of the people. The journey for him symbolizes his acceptance of death as a part of life and the importance of living fully despite mortality. Thus, the Epic of Gilgamesh portrays the king's transformation from a selfish ruler to a more enlightened leader, emphasizing themes of friendship, the search for immortality, and the inevitability of death. I, for many years myself, believed in the inevitability of death, and more often than not, I was never really afraid of the prospect of death. I just wanted my death to be a heroic one, a noble one of sacrifice, one which I would be remembered for my act of bravery. But I've come to realize that my life purpose is just not simply to go out in a blaze of glory. No, it's actually for me to live a life of service, to be of assistance to others, so I can touch as many lives as I can. I thought death was an easy thing to confront and tackle, but I realized that living a life well lived is much, much harder. And inevitably, our spirits, our souls are eternal. So we never really truly die. Our physical form may collapse and wither away, going to its constituent elements that it's made of. But still, this time here that we are in this form is precious. And we have to live it to the best. Each incarnation that we live is something that's truly a marvel and a wonder to behold. So we should spend our life living it rather than sour about it, rather than bitter about it, rather than in regret about it. Every moment that we have is a gift and a blessing, and we have to take that to the fullest advantage. And so that's why I continue to implore people that if you have a way to give to others, give to others. I'm not talking about giving money. I'm not talking about giving possessions or material things. I'm not talking about that at all. I'm talking about giving your time, your energy, your effort to those who truly need it. Because inevitably, this is how you become immortal. In the minds of others that come behind you, they will remember you. And there will be records of you. And people will know of your story. And you will live in the hearts and minds of others. But also, everything is recorded in the eternal repository, the eternal database, known as the Akashic Records as well. And so, inevitably, nothing is wasted, nothing is ever meaningless, nothing is random. Everything is critical and is part of a master story, a divine plan. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you're new here, this is a safe space. If you're returning, I love and appreciate you so much, and I'm glad that you're back. In the name of the Most High God, I wish you health, wealth, prosperity, and abundance. Blessings and protection. Signing off. Take care. Have a great day.